Welcome to Afroculture. Polygamy brought witchcraft and infertility. Envy and rivalry among women could make some women to use spell on other women not to conceive or have miscarriages. Battle for supremacy creates hatred. Young girl could not be married before elder sister. Elder sister had to be forced into marriage to avoid bad omens. Was against taboos. Sometimes a suitor had to be given a girl he didn't expect for marriage. Some customary weddings, girls were totally covered, a test for a man to identify his lover before publics. In such incidences, young sister could be hidden so that elder sister is selected for marriage. Once a girl is selected for a suitor, whether loved or unloved, the suitor had no otherwise but to marry her. Some weddings were done at nights to create bridal confusion. The groom could have been gotten drunk for such nights to pick a girl instead, or he could have been lured to lay with a different girl to marry her instead. Makeups and substances were used to alter men's imaginations, so impersonated brides might not be realized by their husbands to be. To avoid such scenarios, girls were trained earlier by grandmothers to attract men from early ages. In other words, girls were encouraged not to delay marriages or conception to avoid rivalry from coming generations. Trainings such as Lord's Courage or on aid without touching, rotating waists from circular objects, walking in straight line rather than parallel, cross legs when seated, sitting while leg open were associated to prostitution. Such qualities attracted men for were seen as matured for marriage. So girls gotten married earlier compared to boys from same age group. Men were expected when girls started to develop breasts and hips. Body features were seen as maturity signals to girls irrespective of ages. Physical appearance leads to marriage, sexual unions, or pregnancies. When boys develop beards, sound breakage, or widen their chests irrespective of their ages or years, was seen as matured for marriage or warriors. Body appearances are misleading. Body attributes might be influenced by family lineage, genes, environmental factors, exercises, or foodstuffs. Might create partial adulthood yet still infant. Teenage pregnancies have disapproved such perceptions. Men and women believed bathing from rivers or waterfalls could lead to total cleansing from their wickedness, believing they might shine as sunrise. Bathing using river stones made them to glitter as watered angels. Certain river stones were purified by divinities to be magical stones for superstitious inspirations. Boat builders, fishermen, with some people peeing or wing around bushes. Such situations created loophole for creepers to continue sexual harassment, kidnap girls into sexual unions or marriages, as well as sexual harassment from animals and impersonated creatures or ghosts. Such bathing characters are still to date. People might bathe outside their house walls, open bathing or night bathing, bathroom bathing without doors, seen naked is sexual behaviors. Better 100 times for a man to be seen naked than a woman. Woman's nakedness causes sexual harassment, sexual lust, sexual temptations, and sexual unions. African communities were ruled by kings or emperors, so monarchy. Unmarried women were auctioned off by their fathers and sold into slavery or bonded labor. Such women lived at the whims of their masters and earned their freedom from paying debts or earning favors from their masters. Women were also abducted or captured during wars and sold into slavery or forced into marriage. Since kings enforced laws, they often considered themselves above the laws. They married many women and received maidens as gifts from other kings. The prince enjoyed freedom in choosing sexual partners before marriage and eligible princesses for marriage and concubines. They married many women and kept many women as concubines for sexual pleasures. Being above the law, their palace brothels were full of women and children. Women in royal households enjoyed little freedom pertaining decisions and movements. They were at royal thresholds to serve their kings as queens, wives, servants, Nemes, concubines or adopted wives, bodyguards or mothers to successors. Kings were allowed by law to choose any woman they wished for sexual unions, whether married or unmarried, young or old. Ruling class enjoyed privileges as protectors for their people and upholders of laws. Rules applied to common people did not apply to them. Hence, if they took liberties for their sexual morality, they got away freely. So they are persons above the law. They might not be rebuked from sexual crime. Wars were important activities reinforced to expand boundaries, exercising authority, and capture women. Slaved women or girls used for sexual pleasures. I am pleased to be your host, Emmanuel Sakit, and the mother of pregnancy.